Now the end begins. Proof of George Soros' Nazi past finally comes to light with the discovery of a forgotten interview, which I already posted. But I do want to read the article. George Soros has repeatedly called 1944 the best year of his life. 70% of Mr. Soros' fellow Jews in Hungary, nearly 500,000 human beings, were annihilated in that year. And he calls that the best year of his life? Yet he gives no sign that this put any damper on his elation, either at the time or indeed in retrospect. Ugh, he's so evil. Okay. When Hitler's henchman Adolf Eichmann arrived in Hungary to oversee the murder of the country's Jews, George Soros ended up with a man whose job was confiscating property from the Jewish population. George Soros and other rich liberals who spent tens of millions of dollars trying to elect Hillary Clinton are gathering in Washington for a 3-day closed-door meeting to retool the big money left to fight back against Donald Trump. Since Soros' name is very much in the headlines in 2016, let's take a look at an interview he gave in 1998 about his Nazi past. Okay, well, we did that. Social unrest groups like Media Matters have taken to the internet in an attempt to debunk the claims and correct the smears about rumors of the Nazi past of their patron George Soros. They say it is just malicious gossip and lies people make up about Soros because they don't like him. He's not a very likable guy. Snopes.com chimes in as well in defense of Soros. But what about the rumors? Could they be true? Are they true? Yes, they are. You will see in here the rumors in the interview. Okay, that's the interview I posted already. Okay. You might want to watch the whole thing because I got to a point in this video where I couldn't handle listening to this bullshit anymore out of this guy's mouth. Alright? He started telling how much he cares about everybody while destroying everybody at the same time. Ugh! He sickens me. Anyways, whatever. Okay, let's see. George Soros interview where he admitted he was a Nazi collaborator. He was only too happy to admit his collaboration with the Nazis. In fact, he called those days the best time of my life, quote unquote. Ooh. Okay, so that's probably it. Real quick. I'm going to show you. I'm going to click back. Hold on. Alright. I went to the home page on Now the End Begins. Let's just take a look at all this stuff. Proof George Soros' Nazi past finally comes to light. George Soros declares war on America. WikiLeaks shows George Soros controlling vote with 16 states using Smartmatic voting machines. Let's see. Exposed blocks of George Soros funded anti-Trump protest buses. See all those? For paid agitators caught on tape. He puts out ads on Craigslist. Okay, there's things called crisis actors. This man puts out a lot of money to deceive the American public and probably the entire world. But look at this. Let's see. War on America as violent. Let's see. The top 5 conspiracy theories that were proven true because Donald Trump ran for president. Hillary Clinton backer says, I am God who does not have to follow the rules. Well, if he's God, then I'm going to become an atheist. Anyway. WikiLeaks shows George Soros controlling... Okay, we covered that. Look at this. Masked protesters attack Donald Trump motorcade after Minneapolis. These protesters were bussed in and paid for by George Soros. George Soros is responsible for Black Lives Matter movement. Let's see. Anyways, it goes on and on. Oh, WikiLeaks releases new emails showing Hillary taking orders from George Soros. Let's see. Donald Trump's speech in Detroit today had 14 paid female hecklers sent from George Soros. Okay, in his pocket, Crooked Hillary has received $25 million from New World Order puppet master George Soros. Wow. The trail of blood on America's streets stop at the feet of George Soros. As England gets ready to vote on Brexit, George Soros is lurking in the shadows. NAACP joins George Soros group to plot and carry out massive civil disobedience. Wow. And look at that. Oh. I'm going to cover all these in videos, man. This is intense. Let's see. What else? Online voting in Utah to be run by George Soros. Board member firm Smartmatic Group. Let's see. Soros group called Democracy Spring vows to cause catastrophic civil disobedience to stop Trump. I think Soros needs to be stopped. China warns, Japan fears, and George Soros freaks out as Donald Trump continues end times rise to the top. Let's see. The anti-Trump race riots in Chicago are the work of, this was in March, okay, are the work of George Soros. Hillary says she's not in anyone's pocket after taking $6 million from George Soros. Oh, revealed. George Soros admits he's behind Muslim migrant invasion of Europe. Shock. Right, shock as it is, revealed George Soros spent millions creating the Ferguson race riots. George Soros, Secretary of State project to influence American elections. And that one goes back to 2011. So as you can see, this guy looks like the devil is doomed. The devil is doomed. About fucking time. My channel, I can say that. Fucking time. If this guy gets exposed. And let me add one more thing. We're gonna toss in a little bit of Nibiru here too. Okay? Excuse me. My headset kind of came off my head. George Soros and Zecharia Sitchin were in the same economics class together. And Rothschild was the instructor. Okay, you getting my point? Alright? George Soros is very crooked. Zecharia Sitchin is very crooked. And Rothschild is crookedly crooked. So, this here puts an end to it all. Alright? End of it all, including Nibiru. The trumped up, no pun intended, the trumped up bullshit Nibiru. Now the end begins. The end of the hoax. Alright. I had put my 3 cents in. Anyways, I'll be back with more. It is Thanksgiving. So, I got some cooking to do. But I'm thankful today that this guy is finally being exposed. And by the way, all this information I already knew. I already knew all this. I did. This is stuff I knew about. Alright? And you can find it on more than just this site. Just Google it in. Alright? He's out of here. Especially this one. George Soros declares war on America. America declares war on George Soros. Amen.